Have you ever locked eyes with someone across a room and felt your entire chest tighten? Not because you were afraid, not because something was wrong, but because something was impossibly, undeniably right. 2 seconds, that's all it took. 2 seconds of unbroken eye contact, and suddenly your hands got warm. Your heartbeat did something strange. Your brain, the same brain that can solve math problems and remember grocery lists, suddenly forgot how to form a basic sentence. You didn't touch that person. They didn't say a single word. They just looked at you. And somehow, that look reached deeper than most conversations you've had in your entire life. Now here's the question that should keep you up at night. Why? Why does something as simple as two people looking into each other's eyes feel like the most intimate thing a human being can experience? Why does eye contact, this silent, invisible, completely effortless act, feel deeper than a kiss, deeper than a hug, sometimes deeper than years of knowing someone? The answer isn't poetic, it's not mystical, it's scientific. And honestly, it's far more fascinating than any love poem ever written. Today, we're going to dismantle eye contact. We're going to pull it apart, layer by layer, and expose what's really happening inside your brain, your nervous system, and your evolutionary wiring when you look into someone's eyes and feel that pull. That deep, magnetic, almost terrifying pull. By the end of this, you will never look someone in the eyes the same way again. Let's begin the biology of the gaze. To understand why eye contact feels so deep, you first need to understand what your brain is actually doing when it happens. When you look into someone's eyes, your brain doesn't treat it like looking at a wall or a tree or a plate of food. Your brain treats eye contact as an event, a neurological event. It fires up regions that are specifically designed for one purpose: reading other human beings. The moment your eyes meet another person's eyes, a part of your brain called the fusiform gyrus activates. This is the area responsible for facial recognition. But it doesn't stop there. Almost simultaneously, your superior temporal sulcus lights up. This region is responsible for interpreting social cues, figuring out what someone is thinking, feeling, or intending based on their expression. But here's where it gets interesting. When eye contact is sustained, when it lasts longer than a passing glance, something else kicks in. Your brain releases a cocktail of neurochemicals. Dopamine, the chemical of desire and reward, begins to flow. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, starts to release. And phenylethylamine, the same compound found in chocolate, floods your system, creating a feeling of giddy excitement. All of this happens in seconds, not minutes, seconds. Your brain is essentially running a high-speed analysis of another human being, and the result of that analysis is a feeling, a deep, visceral, unmistakable feeling. And the most remarkable part, you have almost no conscious control over it. You don't decide to feel that depth. Your brain decides for you. Eye contact bypasses the logical, rational, decision-making part of your mind and speaks directly to the emotional center. It goes straight to the limbic system, the ancient part of the brain that existed long before language, long before logic, long before you ever learned to play it cool. This is why eye contact doesn't feel like a thought. It feels like a sensation. It hits you in the body, not in the mind. Your chest tightens. Your stomach flutters. Your skin gets warm. These aren't metaphors. These are measurable physiological responses triggered by nothing more than the direction of someone's gaze. Let that sink in. A person can change your body chemistry just by looking at you. The evolutionary roots. Now your brain didn't develop this response by accident. There's an evolutionary reason why eye contact feels the way it does, and it goes back hundreds of thousands of years. For early humans, eyes were everything. Before language existed, before words were invented, before humans could say, "I love you," or "I'm dangerous," or "You can trust me," the eyes were the primary tool for communication. Think about that for a moment. For the vast majority of human history, survival depended on your ability to read another person's eyes. Was this stranger a threat or an ally? Was this potential mate interested or indifferent? Was the person sitting across from you at the fire trustworthy enough to sleep near, or were they planning to take your food while you rested? The eyes answered all of these questions, and the humans who were better at reading those answers, better at interpreting gaze, better at sustaining eye contact, better at detecting sincerity versus deception, those humans survived. They formed stronger alliances. They chose better mates. They protected their children more effectively. They lived longer and reproduced more successfully. So evolution did what evolution always does. It rewarded the behavior. It made eye contact feel significant. It wired the brain to treat mutual gaze as one of the most important signals in the human experience. This is why eye contact doesn't feel casual. Your DNA doesn't treat it casually. To your deepest biological programming, eye contact is a survival mechanism. It's an assessment tool. It's a bonding ritual. It is, in the most literal sense, a matter of life and death, or at least it was for the countless generations that came before you. And that ancient programming hasn't gone anywhere. It's still running in the background of your brain right now. Every time you meet someone's gaze and feel something stir inside you, that's not romance. That's evolution, whispering through 100,000 years of human history. The vulnerability factor. Here's something most people never consciously realize. The reason eye contact feels deep is because it feels dangerous. Not physically dangerous, emotionally dangerous. When you look into someone's eyes, truly look without glancing away, without deflecting, without hiding behind a smile or a joke, you are doing something that your nervous system interprets as an act of profound vulnerability. Why? Because sustained eye contact strips away your defenses. You can control your words. You can rehearse what you're going to say. You can craft a persona, build a wall, create a version of yourself that feels safe to present to the world. But your eyes are almost impossible to fake. Psychologists have long referred to the eyes as windows to the soul, and while that phrase has become a cliché, the science behind it is very real. Micro-expressions, tiny, involuntary facial movements that reveal genuine emotion, are most concentrated around the eyes. When someone looks into your eyes, they are reading information that you cannot consciously control. They're seeing your fear, your desire, your insecurity, your hope. They're seeing the real you, and you know it. That's why prolonged eye contact with someone you're attracted to feels almost unbearable. It's not the eye contact itself that's overwhelming. It's the exposure. It's the feeling of being seen, truly, fully, completely seen by another person. And here's the paradox, that vulnerability is exactly what creates the depth. The reason eye contact feels so profound is because it requires courage. It asks you to drop your guard. It asks you to be present, unfiltered, and real. And when two people do that simultaneously, when both people hold the gaze and refuse to look away, it creates a moment of mutual vulnerability that is almost impossible to replicate through any other means. This is why a long gaze between two people who are falling in love feels like time stops. It's not that time literally slows down. It's that both people have entered a state of heightened presence. They're not thinking about the past or the future. They're not performing. They're not hiding. They're just there, fully exposed, fully seen, and fully seeing. That's not just intimacy. That's the deepest form of human connection that exists. The 4-minute experiment. In 1997, psychologist Arthur Aron conducted a study that would become one of the most famous experiments in the history of relationship psychology. The study was designed to test whether intimacy between strangers could be artificially accelerated. The protocol was simple. Two strangers would sit across from each other, ask each other a series of increasingly personal questions, over the course of about 45 minutes. And then, and this is the crucial part, they would stare into each other's eyes in complete silence for 4 minutes. 4 minutes, no talking, no touching, just eye contact. The results were staggering. Participants reported feeling deeply connected to their partners after the exercise. Many described the experience as more intimate than relationships they'd had for months or even years. Some participants felt they had fallen in love, and at least one pair from the original study actually got married. 4 minutes of eye contact created what months of dating often fails to produce. Now, why? What is it about 4 minutes of sustained eye contact that can accelerate emotional bonding so dramatically? The answer lies in what psychologists call neural coupling. When two people engage in prolonged mutual gaze, their brainwave patterns begin to synchronize. This has been documented through EEG studies. The electrical activity in one person's brain starts to mirror the electrical activity in the other person's brain. Their nervous systems begin to operate in tandem. This is not metaphorical. This is measurable, observable neuroscience. Two brains linked through nothing but eye contact begin to function as a single system. And when that happens, something remarkable occurs psychologically. The boundary between self and other begins to blur. You stop experiencing yourself as a completely separate entity. You start to feel, on a deep, almost preverbal level, that you and this other person are connected, that you are, in some fundamental way, the same. This is what love feels like. Not the fairy tale version, not the Hollywood version, the real, neurological, biological version. Love, at its core, is a state of neural synchrony between two people, and eye contact is the fastest, most direct way to achieve it. The pupil effect. There's another layer to this that most people are completely unaware of, and it operates entirely below the level of conscious awareness. When you're attracted to someone, your pupils dilate. They physically get larger. This is an automatic response controlled by the autonomic nervous system. You cannot make it happen on purpose, and you cannot stop it from happening. Now, here's the fascinating part. Research has shown that humans find dilated pupils more attractive. In studies where participants were shown two identical photographs of the same face, one with pupils digitally enlarged, one with pupils kept small, participants consistently rated the version with larger pupils as more attractive, more trustworthy, and more appealing. And when asked why, they couldn't explain it. They had no conscious awareness that the pupils were different. This means that when two people who are attracted to each other make eye contact, a feedback loop is created. Person A's pupils dilate because they find Person B attractive. Person B subconsciously detects Person A's dilated pupils, which makes Person A appear more attractive to them. This causes Person B's pupils to dilate, which Person A then subconsciously detects, and the cycle continues. Both people become increasingly attracted to each other simply through the act of looking at each other. No words, no touch, just biology feeding on itself, amplifying attraction in real time. Renaissance-era Italian women actually understood this intuitively. They used drops of a plant called belladonna, which literally translates to beautiful woman, to artificially dilate their pupils and appear more attractive. They didn't know the neuroscience. They just knew it worked. This pupil dilation feedback loop is one of the reasons why candlelit dinners feel more romantic than lunch dates. In dim lighting, everyone's pupils are naturally larger, which subconsciously signals attraction to the person sitting across from you. The setting itself is hacking your biology. So the next time eye contact with someone feels particularly intense, particularly magnetic, particularly impossible to break, understand that there is a literal, physical process happening in real time. Your pupils are talking to their pupils. Your nervous system is negotiating with their nervous system. And the conversation is happening in a language that neither of you can hear, but both of you can feel. Why we look away. If eye contact is so powerful, so connecting, so deeply bonding, then why do we look away? Why is sustained eye contact so difficult, especially with people we're attracted to? The answer goes back to vulnerability, but it also involves a concept called arousal regulation. Your nervous system has a threshold for stimulation. When input becomes too intense, too much emotion, too much information, too much intimacy, your system hits a kind of overload point. And when it does, it triggers an automatic self-protective response. You look away, you glance at the floor, you suddenly become very interested in something on the wall. This isn't weakness. It's your brain protecting itself from an emotional intensity that feels, momentarily, like too much to process. Think about the early stages of attraction. You catch someone looking at you, your eyes meet, and almost instantly, one of you looks away. Then it happens again and again. This dance, this cycle of looking, connecting and retreating, isn't just nervousness. It's your nervous system titrating the dose of intimacy. It's allowing in a little connection, then pulling back to regulate, then allowing a little more. It's like stepping into cold water. You don't jump in all at once. You wade in slowly, letting your body adjust. And this is actually where some of the most exquisite tension in early love comes from. That moment right before you look away, that half second where you're holding the gaze and every cell in your body is screaming at you to break it. But you don't, not yet, just one more second. That's the moment where attraction crystallizes. That's where desire is born, in the space between holding on and letting go. Poets and songwriters have been trying to describe this feeling for centuries, but it's not mysterious. It's physiology. It's your sympathetic nervous system activating, flooding you with adrenaline, increasing your heart rate, tightening your chest. It is, measurably, the same physiological response as fear. And this is why attraction and fear feel so similar. This is why we describe falling in love using the same language we use for danger. We fall in love. We're struck by it. We say someone took our breath away. These aren't coincidences. The body processes deep attraction and mild threat through the same neural pathways. Eye contact triggers both. And that combination, desire and danger, openness and vulnerability, connection and exposure, is what gives eye contact its extraordinary depth, the silent conversation. There's a concept in psychology called limbic resonance. It was first described in the book A General Theory of Love by 3 psychiatrists from the University of California, San Francisco, Thomas Lewis, Fari Amini, and Richard Lannon. Limbic resonance describes the capacity of 2 nervous systems to attune to each other, to synchronize emotionally, to feel what the other person is feeling, not through words or explanation, but through presence. And the primary channel for limbic resonance? Eye contact. When you sit with someone in silence and look into their eyes, something begins to happen that words cannot accomplish. Your emotional states begin to converge. If one person is calm, the other begins to calm down. If one person is feeling joy, the other begins to feel lighter. It's as if emotions become contagious through the gaze. This isn't pseudoscience. This is well documented in developmental psychology. It's how mothers bond with infants. A baby cannot understand language. It cannot comprehend verbal reassurance. But it can make eye contact. And through that eye contact, the mother's nervous system communicates directly with the baby's nervous system. Safety, love, presence, connection. This is the first language any human being ever learns. Before words, before gestures, before any cognitive understanding of the world, there is the gaze, there is the mother's eyes, there is the experience of being seen, of being held, not physically but neurologically, by another person's attention. And this is why eye contact in romantic love feels so primal, so fundamental, so beyond words. Because it is beyond words, It predates words. It's the original form of human connection, and every experience of deep eye contact you have as an adult is, in some sense, an echo of that first bond. When someone looks into your eyes and you feel understood without speaking, you're not imagining it. You're experiencing limbic resonance. Two nervous systems, speaking the oldest language humans have, communicating in a dialect that the conscious mind cannot translate, but the heart recognizes instantly. Love versus lust, what your eyes reveal. Research has uncovered a fascinating difference between love and lust, and it's visible in where people direct their gaze. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that when people feel romantic love towards someone, they tend to focus on the person's face, specifically the eyes. When people feel sexual desire, they tend to focus on the person's body. This finding is more profound than it might initially seem. It suggests that love, at a fundamental level, is about the person, their identity, their inner world, their essence, and the eyes are where we perceive that essence. Lust, on the other hand, is about the physical form. It's about the body as an object of desire. Both are valid experiences. Both are part of human connection, but they are neurologically distinct, and the eyes reveal which one is operating. This means that when someone looks into your eyes, really holds your gaze, keeps returning to your eyes rather than scanning your body, it's a signal that what they're experiencing is closer to love than to lust. They're not interested in your surface. They're trying to reach your depth. And this might explain why eye contact during physical intimacy changes the experience so dramatically. The physical act alone engages the body, but add sustained eye contact, and suddenly it engages the soul. Suddenly it's not just physical anymore, it's personal, it's vulnerable, it's terrifying and beautiful simultaneously. Many people actually avoid eye contact during intimate moments precisely because it feels too intense. The physical vulnerability is manageable. The emotional vulnerability of being seen, of having someone look into your eyes while you're completely exposed, that's the part that feels like too much. But those who can hold that gaze, who can stay present in that vulnerability, consistently report deeper satisfaction, deeper connection, and deeper love. The eyes transform the physical into the emotional, the transactional into the transcendent. The dark side of eye contact. It would be incomplete to discuss the power of eye contact without acknowledging its shadow. The same mechanism that creates deep love can also create deep discomfort. Eye contact is not inherently positive. Its meaning depends entirely on context, relationship, and intention. Unwanted eye contact, staring, leering, the unbroken gaze of a stranger who refuses to look away, triggers not attraction, but threat. The same nervous system that interprets mutual gaze between lovers as intimacy interprets uninvited staring as aggression. In the animal kingdom, prolonged eye contact is almost universally a dominant signal, a challenge, a threat. Humans are more nuanced, but the wiring is still there. When someone stares at you without your consent, without warmth, without mutuality, your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, fires. You don't feel connected, you feel hunted. This is an important distinction. The depth of eye contact is not automatic. It requires mutuality. It requires consent. It requires both people to be open, willing, and emotionally present. When those conditions are met, eye contact creates love. When they're absent, it creates fear. The difference between a gaze that feels like love and a gaze that feels like threat is not the gaze itself. It's the relationship between the two nervous systems. Are they in sync? Are they both open? Is there mutual willingness? This is why you can lock eyes with a stranger and feel warmth and curiosity, or you can lock eyes with a stranger and feel the immediate urge to leave. Your nervous system is reading the other person's intentions faster than your conscious mind can process them. and it's making a judgment, safe or unsafe, approach or avoid, in milliseconds. The power of eye contact cuts both ways. It's a tool for love and a tool for control. Understanding this is crucial for navigating the complex landscape of human connection. The digital age and the loss of gaze. We now live in a world where eye contact is becoming increasingly rare. Think about how you communicate with the people you care about most. Texts, emails, social media messages, phone calls, video calls where you're looking at a screen, not into someone's eyes. Even when you're in the same room as someone, there's a good chance one or both of you are looking at a phone. We are the most connected generation in human history, and paradoxically the most deprived of genuine eye contact. And the consequences are significant. Studies have shown that reduced eye contact in relationships correlates with decreased feelings of intimacy, trust, and emotional satisfaction. When couples stop looking at each other, really looking, with presence and attention, the relationship begins to hollow out. The words might still be there, the routines might still be there, but the depth fades, the connection thins. This is because, as we've explored throughout this discussion, eye contact is not just a nice addition to communication. It is the foundation of emotional bonding. It's the channel through which limbic resonance occurs, through which neural coupling happens, through which two people feel truly connected. Without it, you can share a house with someone and feel utterly alone. The rise of digital communication has given us convenience, speed, and constant availability. But it has stripped away the one thing that human connection requires most: the experience of being seen. Not your profile picture, not your carefully curated messages. You, your eyes, your presence, your unfiltered, unedited, real-time self. This is why long-distance relationships are so hard. It's not just the absence of touch, it's the absence of gaze. It's the inability to sit in silence with someone, look into their eyes, and feel that wordless understanding that no text message, no matter how heartfelt, can replicate. And this is why, if you want to deepen any relationship in your life, romantic or otherwise, the single most effective thing you can do is put down your phone, sit across from that person, and look them in the eyes. Not for 4 minutes necessarily. Even 30 seconds of genuine, uninterrupted eye contact can shift the emotional tone of an entire interaction. It sounds simple. It sounds almost absurdly simple. But in a world that has optimized every form of communication except the most fundamental one, it might be the most radical act of love available to you. Why some people struggle with eye contact. Not everyone finds eye contact easy, and it's important to understand why. For individuals who grew up in environments where they were not seen with love, where the gaze they received was critical, dismissive, angry, or absent, eye contact in adulthood can feel not intimate, but threatening. Attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, explains this clearly. Children who formed secure attachments with their caregivers, who were looked at with warmth, attentiveness, and love, grow up comfortable with eye contact. They associate the gaze with safety, with being valued, with being worthy of attention. But children who formed insecure attachments, who were ignored, criticized, or met with unpredictable emotional responses, learn a different lesson. They learn that being seen is dangerous, that visibility leads to pain, that the safest strategy is to look away, to hide, to become invisible. These patterns persist into adulthood. The person who can't hold eye contact during a deep conversation, the person who always looks at the floor when they're saying something important, the person who feels an almost physical urge to break the gaze when things get intimate. These aren't just quirks. They're echoes of an early relational environment where being seen did not feel safe. This is also why, for many people, The experience of someone truly, lovingly looking into their eyes can bring them to tears. Not because it's painful, because it's healing. Because it's giving them an experience they may have been starving for their entire lives. The experience of being seen without judgment, without conditions, without threat. Eye contact, in this context, becomes a form of therapy, a form of repair, a way of rewriting the old story. Being seen is dangerous, and replacing it with a new one. Being seen is love. If you struggle with eye contact, understand that there is nothing wrong with you. Your nervous system learned to protect you. It did its job beautifully, but you are allowed to update the program, slowly, gently, at your own pace, with people who have earned the right to see you. The spiritual dimension. While this discussion has focused primarily on psychology and neuroscience, it would be incomplete without acknowledging the dimension that science has difficulty measuring, but that nearly every human being has experienced. There is something about deep eye contact that feels sacred. Across cultures, across centuries, across spiritual traditions, the eyes have been described as a gateway to something beyond the physical. The Hindu concept of darshan, the experience of being seen by and seeing the divine, is centered on the gaze. Sufi poets wrote about the beloved's eyes as mirrors reflecting the infinite. Buddhist traditions include practices of gazing meditation, where two people sit in silence and look into each other's eyes as a path to awakening. These traditions understood something that modern science is only beginning to confirm: that eye contact is not just a biological function, it's an experience of presence, of witnessing, of two conscious beings acknowledging each other's existence at the deepest possible level. When you look into someone's eyes and feel that inexplicable depth, that feeling that you're seeing something infinite, something beyond personality and appearance, something that words can't quite capture, you're not being irrational. You're experiencing what happens when two fields of consciousness meet directly, without the mediating filter of language or concept. Science can explain the dopamine. It can map the neural pathways. It can measure the pupil dilation and the brainwave synchrony. But there's a remainder, an experiential surplus that the data doesn't fully capture. The felt sense of being truly, deeply, completely seen by another human being and seeing them in return is one of the most profound experiences available in human life. And it requires nothing but willingness, nothing but presence, nothing but the courage to look and to keep looking, even when every instinct tells you to turn away. So why does eye contact feel so deep? Because it is deep. It engages the most ancient parts of your brain. It triggers neurochemical cascades that bond you to another person. It synchronizes your brain waves. It dilates your pupils in a silent signal of desire. It bypasses language and logic and speaks directly to the emotional core of who you are. It asks you to be vulnerable. It asks you to be present. It asks you to drop every mask, every defense, every carefully constructed version of yourself and just be seen. It connects you to the very first bond you ever formed, the gaze of the person who held you when you entered the world. And it connects you to something that transcends biology altogether, the experience of two conscious beings meeting in silence, recognizing something in each other that neither can name. Eye contact is not a small thing. It is not a trivial thing. It is, in many ways, the thing, the foundation upon which all human intimacy is built. In a world that is moving faster every day, in a culture that is increasingly mediated by screens, in a time when people are more connected and more lonely than ever before, the act of looking someone in the eyes, truly, patiently, courageously looking, is perhaps the most powerful thing you can do. Not because it's complicated, because it's simple, and because, in its simplicity, it reaches a depth that nothing else can touch. The next time someone you love is sitting across from you, put down whatever is in your hands, let the silence settle, and look into their eyes. Not to say something, not to prove something, not to get something, just to see them and to let yourself be seen. That's where love lives. Not in the words, not in the gestures, not in the grand romantic declarations. In the gaze, in the silence, in the space between two pairs of eyes that have chosen for one moment to stop hiding. That's why it feels so deep, because it is the deepest place two human beings can meet.